Today we will try to understand the thought process of Steve Jobs through his quotations. You can't connect dots looking forward, only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. Dot means whatever is happening in a life. Sometimes in a life we face failure, struggle, or a big setback. But when it's actually happening, we can't understand whether it's happening for a better or worse. In fact, the only thought in our mind is that why is happening to us. In future, when we look back in the past and start connecting the dots, whether a good experience or a bad one, we start to realize that everything in our life is meaningful. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. We have to trust and have faith in our life that whatever is happening in our life is not meaningless. For everything happening in our life, there is a reason. You might not be able to understand the reason behind it at that time, but in the future, you might get your answer. The benefit of thinking like this is, at present, whatever is happening, sometimes we are not been able to find our way out of difficult situation. And at that time, when we start thinking like this, we will feel more energetic and start to have faith that whatever is happening in our life is not good, undoubtedly. But you don't have to give up, because in the past similar events occur that teaches us today. That's what it is called thinking in right direction. When he said this quote, he was in one of the best colleges in the world. He dropped out of the college and started attending the calligraphy classes. At that time, he was unable to understand the reason for attending those classes. A few years later, when he developed his first Macintosh, the fonts used in that computer was inspired by his calligraphy classes. And fonts played a big role in that computer. Think that taking those classes was a small decision, but in the future it made a big impact not only in his life but in the entire world. Another one of his quote, innovation distinguish between a leader and a follower. What does it mean? There are two types of people in the business field. In the business, there are market leaders, which are also known as innovators. That means they are one step ahead of the market. They invent new things and other copying them. Innovation is the biggest difference between a leader and a follower. But what is innovation? Innovation is to understand the market need and act accordingly. You can call it a need or problem, and finding solutions to that problem is called opportunity. Market leaders always concentrate on their customers, what they want, what their need is, what they can do to make their life more comfortable. If the customer is satisfied with what they can do to make their experience even more delightful, leaders never stop to innovate, but the followers may stop. Think that the customer is satisfied, but leaders innovate constantly. They want to make their customer experience even more delightful. Leaders write the future, but followers repeat what already happened in the past. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we have done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. Making more money doesn't matter in life. This is very big statement. Only that person can say these lines who have seen life very closely. Some people might jump to the conclusion that money doesn't matter in the life, but that's not true. Money does matter because we need money to survive, to buy food, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Money is important, but money is not the most important thing in the world. What is most important? Said in the next lines, going to bed at night saying we have done something wonderful, that's what matters to me. What an impressive statement. Saying to yourself before going to bed, today I did something worth doing. Today I have done what I should have done rather than what I had to do. Today I have learned something new. today I have become better than previously. Because in life, that's what matters. If we have to work, then work towards creating something wonderful. If a person creates something extraordinary, whatever work he is doing, success has to be found. Money has to come. It is as simple as that. What is the thought process of a common world? Goal is money and work is a way. If this quote is considered carefully, then goal is work and way is the money. Making a good use of money to create something wonderful.